You do have to suspend your disbelief a tad.
More than a tad. A tad is a little, right?
Yep. Now, Serling, we all know what a big William Shatner fan you are.
I'm not.
At this point of the podcast,
I hate him.
Common knowledge. Why do you hate him so much?
I hate his voice and his acting. All right, he's not a bad actor, but I hate when he covers songs that I love and turns them into actual dog poop.
But Shatner commits hard to this movie. Were you any more impressed with Shatner in this versus his performance in last season's Devil's Reign?
Take a listen, of course. No.
He certainly has a lot more to do here. He wasn't in Devil's Reign for very long.
Which was fun.
Devil's Reign is fun. But he's more the central character in this. And he was absolutely coated with tarantulas.
I admit, he was wearing like a full ball gown out of tarantulas.
So give him some credit for that, at least. But this movie is why I love Shatner. This and Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. And, of course, this rendition of Rocket Man.
Ooh.
Which I made you watch before.
So bad. Ugh.
But it's worth it to watch that to see Stewie from Family Guy parroting.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's worth it.
And he's pretty good in Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. Although I like that more because of Ricardo Montalban versus Shatner. But it's still a good movie.
Okay, so we are continuing a tradition for the podcast. This is another second episode Crowbar, just like the last season's Night of the Living Dead episode.
Take a listen.
Yes.
We had to get that one in before we did Dawn of the Dead.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put Dawn of into proper context without knowing the spout from which it erupted. So we had to follow up Earth versus the Spider with this, because this takes the idea of a spider war.
Which is awesome and terrifying.
Yeah. But it brings it into a whole new realm for a new era of horror. So we're going from the nuclear age of the 1950s to the sort of eco-reactionism age of the 1970s. I'm patenting that term for my book.
But they are similar. These two movies both take place in a small, quiet little desert town. Mm-hmm. They both have police officers in it. Not both not good ones.
Police officers, yeah.
And a very explicit small town under attack sequence.
Yeah. But this one feels a lot more realistic than Earth vs. the Spider. Like, this could actually happen, sort of.
No, it can't.
Well, it's definitely scarier for me, but we all know my spider phobia history by now.
Music camp, spider bite, getting attention from the girls' camp.
That sounds like you're trivializing my pain.
I am.
But it was pretty serious. I could have died.
From a spider bite.
If no one had found me in my bunk for a couple of weeks and I hadn't eaten, like, didn't make it to the mess hall for a while, could have died.
Was it a venomous spider?
Yeah, it was. That's why I got...
What type of spider?
It was probably like a brown recluse.
If anything, it would be probably like...
reclusive under my armpit.
It would be
hanging out.
Chilling.
While I was sleeping.
And you did bump a movie off of our list for this Crowbar episode, right? Another spider movie?
I did.
Do you think you made the right choice?
Do you not?
No.
Look, I stand by my choice. I'll say it. I bumped Eight-Legged Freaks.
Why? That sounds cool. Wait, didn't we watch that?
We watched at least some of it.
Yes. But that title sounds cool.
Cooler than Kingdom of the Spiders?
Yes.
You just have a Shatner issue. That's your whole problem.
Yeah, well, maybe I do, but it does sound like that would have scored higher on the funometer. Eight-Legged Freaks.
Why? What did you give Kingdom of the Spiders on your phonometer?
I'm not telling you that. It's not time.
Just give me a little preview of where you stood in this movie. I'm very curious.
Okay, here's one, and then here's one.
You're holding up your cursed finger. Damn right I am. So you give this movie an 11 on the,
no!
On the phonometer. That's good to know. That's okay. I can deal with that.
So
I'm a patient guy.
Why did you kick Eight-Legged Freaks off of our season 5 list?
Well, you're right. Eight-Legged Freaks is fun-ish. I saw it in the theater, but it came out when digital effects, when done on the cheap, which it definitely was, were just blatantly and unforgivably horrible. Like, they looked like cartoon spiders. And it just didn't get under my skin at all. Unlike when I was at music camp and went through my terrible ordeal. I think we talked about this. I spent a week in the infirmary.
Oh, okay, Dad.
Staph infection is no joke, folks.
You just enjoyed that attention from the girls' camp.
Well, yeah.
So I get why you wanted us to do this one, because everything is very close to being real.
Very real, yes, I agree. And that's what makes it feel so, like, I don't know if dangerous is the right word.
Because tarantulas really aren't that dangerous.
Totally disagree.
They
can absolutely scare you to death.
They're just big, Dad. They're
almost instantly, at the very least. But because all the actors they're really touching and interacting with actual spiders, and that's A,
impressive.
Yes. B, insane. And C,
scary.
It's way scarier than knowing that spiders are being added in post-production by some nerd in front of a computer after all the actors are done with their day's work and gone home.
Well,
scarier. Better.
Do we have a Daddy Dumb Sum?
Probably throw one together for you.
Okay. I'll give you some time to think of it.
You want a Daddy Dumb summary of Kingdom of the Spiders? Okay. Well, it's a classic story, right?
You say that about every single one.
Because I only pick classics for us to watch. But this is, standard. Captain Kirk meets spiders.
Who?
Spiders start to eat little town. Captain Kirk meets spider expert girl. Captain Kirk likes spider expert girl. Captain Kirk atrocious at flirting. After a while, spider expert girl seems to stop minding that Kirk atrocious at flirting. All this while spiders continue to eat up little town. Men in plane try to kill spiders with DDT.
DDT. Oi. Oi.
Man in plane crash. Spiders. Spiders really eat up little town. Captain Kirk, spider expert girl, and some others barricaded themselves into hotel, Night of the Living Dead style. Spiders keep coming. Spiders win?
Question mark?
I mean...
No, but really, there is some atrocious flirting in
We're going to get to the whole Kirk dynamic with the scientist.
I didn't know his
with
name.
With the arachnologist, I think.
Arachnologist.
I
think.
But for our recap, we're going to go to... Who, Serling? What's the name on this book?
John Kenneth Muir.
What's the book called?
Horror Films of the 1970s.
Yeah. It's a cool book. Order it on Amazon or wherever you get fine books.
I want to read it.
By the way, not trying to prime your mind on this movie at all, Serling, but 3.5 out of 4 stars John Kenneth gave this movie. All right, so we're going to read from it. We'll just trade off paragraphs. You want the first paragraph?
Yeah, give it.
Okay. You have to read out loud, not just in your head for people to be able to hear it.
I'm looking at this picture down here, and it looks like a spider's in its mouth.
No one can see that picture?
Yeah. Okay. In Verde Valley, Arizona, veterinarian Rack Shatner Hansen is called out to the Colby Ranch where a healthy cow is found dead in a pasture. He seeks help from the lab in Flagstaff.
Yep, that's a
Flagstaff to determine the cause of the death and mulls over the idea of quarantining the place, an idea vehemently disliked by the town mayor, who worries about an upcoming town fair. Jaws, man.
We need summer dollars.
From Flagstaff's Department of Entomology? Entomology comes Dr. Diane Ashley, who forwards the unusual theory that spiders killed the Colby's cow. After settling in at Emma Washburn's lodge, Diane joins forces with Rack to test her hypothesis.
The following morning, Diane and Rack visit the Colby farm and learn that the family dog, old Jake, is also dead, a victim of spider bites. Then Colby shows them a giant spider hill teeming with thousands of the creatures. While Rack visits the wife and daughter of his dead brother, Diane examines a captured spider. At dinner, Rack and Diane determine that overuse of insecticide in Verde Valley is killing off spider food sources, causing the spiders to work together in colonies like ants and act aggressively towards livestock and even people. Frightened by this spider migration, Rack and Diane race to the Colby farm and burn the spider hill.
Before long, the spiders strike back, killing Walt Colby as he drives to town.
Getting angry, man.
Poor Colby crashes his car, and the authorities find him cocooned in a web, dead.
Cool.
But kept in storage as food. Soon 30 more spider hills are discovered, or probably more.
Yeah, I think they said 30. At least 30.
Are discovered around town, and the mayor suggests spraying them with pesticide, even though it was pesticide that caused the swing in the spider's behavior in the first place. Mm-hmm. The plan is reluctantly approved, but the crop duster crashes and the pilot is killed when spiders overrun his cockpit. Then the battle begins in earnest with millions of spiders on the march. The arachnids kill Colby while Rack rescues his niece Linda from the spiders. He is too late to save Terry, his sister-in-law, and retreats to Washburn's lodge. As Verde Valley is overrun by spiders, Diane meets up with Rack and Linda at Emma's.
The spiders mass on the lodge grounds, even as the town's infrastructure collapses, with telephone operators and policemen killed and then webbed as food. At the lodge, the spiders try to break in, and Diane and Rack use chemical fire extinguishers to combat them. Soon, there are too many spiders to fend off. They gather at the windows, mass on the door, and drop down through the chimney in ever-increasing numbers. The spiders even plunge the harried humans into darkness by destroying the fuse box in the basement. Rack repairs the box, but not before the arachnids attack him. After multiple bites, he barely survives the jaunt.
I wish he didn't survive.
You shush up.
Hey. A new dawn comes to Verde Valley, and there's nothing on the radio and no sign of hope. An injured Rack gazes out one of the lodge's windows and sees...
No. Leave it. Surprise ending. Don't say anything more. Except... Trailer.
An
unknown species of horror is born as science fiction becomes science fact.
If you find any problems out there at the Colby place,
just keep it to yourself.
He's over at Colby's. He's found another 20 or 30 hills just like the one we burned.
I mean, this right here is scientific phenomenon. As you know, all species of megalomorphs are cannibalistic. If you put them together, they'll kill each other off. They just don't colonize like ants or bees do.
An army of deadly predators, searching, destroying anything in their path. Why did they come? What do they want? In the tradition of the great science fiction thrillers, Dimension Pictures presents Kingdom of the Spiders, starring William Shatner, Tiffany Poling, Woody Strode, and introducing Alta Reese Davis.
The spiders in this area have organized themselves into an aggressive army.
I've never seen anything like it.
And one minute they weren't there, and the next minute they were everywhere.
Jump at a girl!
Listen, there's thousands of them out there. We'll never make it.
Why haven't we heard from the sheriff? He must know we're trapped in here.
I'm telling you, I don't think we should chance it.
Your nightmares will never be the same. Kingdom of the Spiders. The next victim could be you.
See?
Sorry, I was just
The narrator understands the severity of spider bites. Unlike someone co-hosting this podcast.
I was just reading the review of Orca.
Oh, okay. Well, don't get too far ahead of yourself.
Said they're
I bet it gave it a good review, though, right?
3 stars.
Not as good as Kingdom of the Spiders, but yeah. John Kenneth Muir, thank you for that synopsis.
Okay, so Dad, what's your recommended age on this?
And what's yours?
11 and a half, maybe.
I'm gonna go with the wise words of Mr. Mike TV's father, and I'm going to say, not to your 12, son.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, 12's not bad.
Because we've got real spiders all over the place here, and all over children, too. So that right away bumps up the recommended age, for sure. When children are in peril, I add a year to that.
Okay, so we'll do 12.
You good with 12?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Go watch.
Yep.
All right, deep dive. So, Serling, you were asking about the spiders and how they got them on this movie. So 10% of the movie's budget, so $50,000, went to gathering up live tarantulas. So that's 5,000 living tarantulas co-starring in this movie with William Shatner. I think he demanded his name above the titles, ahead of the tarantulas. But that's crazy level crazy. They paid people $10 a spider. And that was $1977. That's like $78,000, $79,000 in today's money.
Wow.
No, probably not. But $10, that's what I used to get for my birthday.
10?
Like in the early 80s. A roll of $10 in quarters, go to the arcade on the boardwalk. Lasted me about an hour or so.
Huh. That does not sound like a lot of money, Dad.
It wasn't, really. And yet, I counted myself lucky for that $10 back then. Because I was dumb.
No, you were appreciative. That's what.
Of course I was. Also probably a little dumb. So 5,000 living tarantulas for this. And they'd have to gather them all up after they finished a shot to get them, set up for the next one. Can you imagine?
Or like sponge them up.
A lot of spiders die in this movie.
I know. It's a little sad, isn't it?
But only a little,
Okay.
because they're spiders. But I do get what you're saying. At one point, the sheriff's car rolls over one. And do you remember that scene? It just pops its insides up in the air like a fountain.
But animals are supposed to be protected on movie sets, aren't they?
They are now. And, you've seen the no animals were harmed during the making of this movie tag on movie credits. And that's been there since like the 70s.
Yeah.
But this is an independent movie. So it's done outside the big Hollywood system, so they kind of have looser standards.
So 5,000 spiders went into this movie. I wonder how many made it out, man.
You sound like Quint there. That would be a fun trivia fact. And did the spider actors have their own, craft service table?
Just mounds of dead flies.
And mounds. Underrated candy. We were talking about that today.
We love those.
Not as underrated as Payday Bar, though. What do I always say? There's absolutely nothing wrong with a Payday Bar.
Dad, can you please stay on the road and off the moors for one episode? That's all I ask.
DDSH is proudly sponsored by Payday.
Oh, no. We're going to get sued.
We should reach out to them. What do you think of the last shot of the movie? So they wake up. So tell us about it. What happens?
They wake up the next morning after fighting, probably
thousands and
thousands
all night long in the lodge.
And everything is eerily quiet.
Yeah, maybe the spiders are dead. Maybe they've moved on.
But Shatner, he goes up to the window to check out what's happening. And he's just captivated by what he sees. And they all go to the window.
We don't see it yet. We're just seeing him reacting. And then everyone else comes to the window.
And they're like, oh my God. And then they finally show it. And the entire town's just been enshrouded in a giant web.
Yeah.
And then the credits start to roll out.
It kind of semi-blew my mind when I saw that.
But it looks really fake. It looks like a picture.
Yeah.
And then the camera just zooms back.
I think it's a painting. Yeah. You do have to suspend your disbelief a tad.
More than a tad. A tad is a little, right?
Yep.
It's a very cool idea to end the movie that way, though. I'll give you that.
All right. A guy named Steve Zalian, I think I'm pronouncing that right, he edited this movie, and later he went on to win an Oscar for writing Schindler's List, which is a Steven Spielberg movie. He also wrote Moneyball, which is pretty great.
You love that.
I do. And he wrote The Irishman and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He also produced that. So some, at least one big name who went on to big things after this movie. But speaking about this movie, let's talk about what other movies, creepy crawler or otherwise, but what other horror movies came out in 1977?
The next episode that we're doing is in the same year as this one, so there's going to be...
It's also another Animals Get Angry movie.
So don't get angry at me, please.
Animals.
Because we've only got a few here. So,
I see. So you made a full list, but you're only going to do half of them, so you can do the other half of the next movie that takes place this year. I got it.
Yes. Finally caught up.
And then don't worry, we'll get to your pluses.
Yes, we've got the car.
The car.
Day of the Animals with Leslie Nielsen, which is...
We tried to do that last season, but I gave you a choice. Remember, we flipped a coin?
Yeah, Triffids or Day of the Animal. And we watched the trailer for Day of the Animals because it sounded cool.
And I think we made the right choice, even though you're not a huge Day of the Triffids fan.
Yes. Orca.
Which we were just reading about. So this is like what we were talking about. So this is 2 years after what came out and changed the world, right?
Jaws.
So there are a lot of Jaws rip-off movies probably really taking root in 1977. So we got Orca. What else?
Rabid.
David Cronenberg.
Martin, which is an excellent George Romero vampire movie. Dracula's Dog.
Dracula's Dog is a real movie.
Yes. Exorcist 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Ruby.
Yep.
All of these got very low ratings.
Any other Jaws ripoffs?
Tentacles.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars came out this year.
Yep, I gave you that one for free.
Okay, so that's it.
Okay, so that's all we're covering for this 1977
We shall
movie.
get more.
Let's talk our pluses, because I've got some.
Same.
Okay, good. So tell me your pluses.
I mean, the real spiders, man.
Yeah.
I don't think they signed up for
They didn't mess around. You can't, even though they used a lot of fake spiders, your eyes are drawn to the ones that are moving. You know how they got them to move? Do you remember how they got them to move in Arachnophobia? Yeah, so they blow hot air on them to make them go in the direction that they wanted.
Yeah.
I like how when you meet the etymologist or the arachnologist or whatever she's called, and the spider's creeping up on her in her room.
Yeah, and she's not scared. I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise because you think she's going to get all freaked out, but she turns around and go, "Oh, look at you."
I know.
So that's kind of cool.
Look at you.
I like the spider. I don't like all the music in
Yeah.
this. Oh, were you doing Elf right there?
Yeah.
Look at you. I don't like all the music, but I like the
Yeah, that's
piano,
cool. That's cool.
Spider music.
That might be the music.
Well, it is definitely the music because there's this guy, Dorsey Burnett, whose song, they open and close the movie with his song. Let me ask you this, Serling. When did you stop keeping track of how many tarantulas were killed making this movie? We do have another couple of... It's fun watching horror movies and just seeing how often the cliched term... This place gives me the creeps is used.
Yeah, we got like 4 or
I think
3.
it says it a couple of times. So they say, the giant spider hill gives me the creeps. The spiders are giving me the creeps.
I like the pilot drawing the little spider on his plane. He's so confident.
Yeah, and he's got all the other animals in there that he's like sprayed insecticide on and killed. So he draws a spider very badly.
Very badly. One of the worst spider drawings I've ever seen.
And then after his plane crashes, I like how you see the flames like burning off the paint of his little spider drawing.
That was cool.
You know, I like a boarded up farmhouse scene.
Don't you always?
I do. So I got to give that a plus. Some of the kills are pretty great.
Oh, Mrs. Colby.
We'll get to our coolest kill, but you really feel some of the kills in this for sure.
Yeah.
But you want to do a spotlight? Any other pluses that you had?
I love Colby and Mrs. Colby's acting. They're very good.
Oh yeah, they were pretty good. She was married to Sammy Davis Jr., very famous entertainer. That was his wife. Okay.
Spotlight.
Let me just flip this on.
William Shatner.
Yay! See?
His age is 94.
He's 94 years old, I know. He's lived a long time. And that's sad because you usually relish sharing the details of the death of the person that you're spotlighting. But you don't get to do that yet. Now, you always ask me when one of our favorite celebrities, when we're talking about them, you always ask me,
can
when
I skip
Jack
school
Black
on that
dies, can I skip school that day? Or
when John Williams dies, can I skip
Harrison
school?
Ford.
Yeah.
So are you going to ask me the same thing about when Shatner dies?
I mean, yeah, because he's going to die soon, so.
Oh, man. You know something we don't?
I mean, he's 94.
He is 94. So tell us about him. Very famously played Captain Kirk on Star Trek that's how he kind of made his career.
He's done some very famous movies that we've covered on this podcast.
Devil's Reign.
Devil's Reign. Take a listen.
The Star Trek.
And he also covered the songs. Man, this is
he's
gonna hurt.
a bit of a performance artist too.
It shouldn't be.
Wow. It's supposed to be a spotlight, not a slam.
He covered.
We know he covers Rocket Man.
Yes. Tambourine Man.
Oh yeah. He has a whole album called The Transformed Man. He does Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds on that album too.
He does Learning to Fly by Pink Floyd.
Oh really?
Yep. Space Oddity.
Yeah,
Oddity.
David Bowie.
And this one really is going to hurt. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
What? I want to say I'm surprised to hear that, but I'm not surprised to hear that. But
open your eyes.
At the same time, as little as I am surprised to hear that,
to the
I
skies
have no desire to hear that.
See.
Either by him or you, so you can stop. But speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody, you just did that for your piano recital over the weekend. Is that why you're so horrified that he did a version of it and you've done a version of it? I bet yours is better. Anything else about Shatner?
No. I didn't bother.
Not much of a spotlight.
Nope.
How about our minuses?
Shatner.
Come on. You just gave him as a spotlight. Now you're slamming him with the minuses? It doesn't seem fair. What are my minuses? Well, his flirting, I will say,
it's
is
awful.
A minus.
It's so bad. It's so confusing. It's so weird.
This movie should be the basis of a guide for how to turn off a woman by talking to her.
Can we just shout out something?
Mm-hmm.
There's a cover version of this with people making jokes.
Oh, the Riff Tracks version of this movie. Yeah, look it up. I think
hilarious.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's really
funny.
funny.
It is very funny. We should watch that tonight.
Ooh, can we?
Yeah, we can watch that.
Yay!
My What are your hms? So this is is neither a plus, it's not
neither minus.
Really
minus. It falls in the middle. The spider body count, as thrilling as I find this movie.
Yes.
You have to take some points away for the incredibly irresponsible way it's shot.
I agree with you. And the music, like we were saying.
Yeah.
So what seems to be the main theme song of this movie. So Dorsey Burnett, he was a minor player in the rockabilly and country music genre. But man, this movie loves him.
They play a song twice. The movie opens and closes with it, as we said.
And he gets a shout out on the radio in the lodge when they're trying to get a signal to like anything normal that still exists out of Cuesta Verde or whatever the town's called. It's crazy. Someone in the production owed this guy a big favor or something. Anyway, he died of a massive heart attack at age 46. Just to give him a little Serling spotlight treatment. Because you always like to detail about how your spotlight subject died.
Yes. SGS moments, 0.
No, that's not true. You have to don't shortchange us trying to be cool for all your friends who listen. There were at least 4.
Oh, you want to talk about how many DGS moments I counted? Man.
Fine. I'm not chicken to talk about what scares me in a movie like you are. But you had Linda on the swing with all the spiders swarming around her and her dolly, who Linda does not seem to like very much, that dolly.
I don't know. She's like, I'm going to give you a spanking. And I'm like, oh.
But that was one SGS moment. And I particularly like the spiders climbing down the swing's rope by her little hands. Colby in his truck.
Yes.
Right? Oh, and it's cool. If you look at when Colby's driving in his truck right before he gets overtaken by spiders, you can see the hand of one of the production assistants at the lower right-hand corner trying to give the spiders direction or maybe throwing spiders. But it's something I didn't notice till watching with you. So that was 2. The Red Baron, the DDT pilot guy in the airplane.
DDT. Oi.
So that was 3. That was creepy. You got a little squeamishly spooked.
Yes.
So there's 3. And what about Birch? So Colby's wife playing shoot 'em up in the house?
Yes.
See, there's 4.
Hey, that was one for you, too.
What about dropping through the air vent in the background when they're
that was cool.
That was cool.
And Linda surrounded on the bed was uncomfortably creepy.
Right. All right, so we got 4 or 5 or 6 SGS moments in here.
5.
All right, we'll give it 5. So it better be a 5 at least on your fearometer rating. Just keep that in mind.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
All right. Are we ready for Coolest Kill?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Colby's wife. The end.
Yes. The end, which is truly the end for the town and extended outward the world. This should have been called Earth versus the Spiders. This town is cocooned inside a giant death web, so they're all dead. Even though they fought so valiantly to survive, it's the ultimate nihilistic conclusion to a movie. The angry animals win, Serling. There's no more consequential kill than that.
Okay, so I chose Colby's wife because...
So you have no reaction to
Nope.
my coolest kill?
No.
So you agree with me. Good. Okay, moving on to Fight Flight Freeze.
No, so Colby's wife...
Hold on,
What? Stop.
Oh, you really want to go after I've made such a definitive argument? All right, go ahead.
So Colby's wife is...
Second place.
No, first place.
No, she shoots off her hand.
Yeah, because the spider's like, she's being surrounded by spiders, and it's like crawling up her hand, and she almost squints away. She's like, how do I do this? And she's so terrified that she shoots off her own hand.
It's an amazing translation of just how desperate you would be and how you would lose all sense of logic and reality if that were happening to you.
Yeah,
I do love it. Just aiming at anything fuzzy and crawling.
Third
place is the sheriff.
Yes, when he's driving through the town and everyone is covered head to toe with spiders. And then someone crashes into the town's water tower and it falls over and crushes him.
Yeah.
His car is like a pancake after that.
Yeah. And then it cuts to him all bloody with the spiders all over him. But it's not how you think he's going to die. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It's kind of Final Destination-y.
Fly, fight, freeze. Fight.
But hold on.
Well, who will fight? Who'll be given the fight? And who's just probably going to freeze?
Music and lyrics by Eric Bachmann.
Yeah.
Fight. Who fought? So fight, flight, freeze. How you react when you're under terrifying stress.
Yes. Colby's wife.
Yes.
Birch.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She fights her own hand. We covered that. She's just aiming at anything with 8 legs.
Yes. No one fights these suckers more than Bill Shat, though. He squats him out of his truck, bats them off the fuse box, stomps on him. You got to throw him in there. What about Flight, the whole town?
Yeah. Freeze. Linda. We can say Linda. Terry.
On the table and the bed.
Oh, Terry fights. She fights off the spiders that are crawling down the swing to Linda.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they all fight, but we're talking about freeze.
I think.
They freeze him with the fire extinguishers.
Yeah.
That stuff's cold.
Okay. Tomato.
Tomato. What do you think this got on Rotten Tomatoes?
68%.
Only 58%. Ooh. And that is an outrage on the level of Alien versus Predator rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Take a listen, season 1. Low.
Yes.
I'd push that another
15.
20?
15.
I would go another, yeah. Okay, so that would take it to 73%. That's just basic math, right? Yeah. Solid mathematics right there. But this thing will creep you out. It will do its job, right?
Yes.
It's a good, scary movie.
Yes.
So also at 58%, Blade. That's a superhero vampire movie that isn't very good, even though it does have a cult reputation, I suppose. Renfield. We were just talking about how much we like his character. So there's a comedy movie from a couple of years ago. Napoleon. Wait for it. No, that's it. It's the story of Napoleon.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Napoleon Dynamite's like a 72%. It's what this movie should be. You ready for Guess the Tomato?
Yes.
So tell us how we play this game, Serling.
So I get 5 questions. Obscure at first, and then it goes slightly easier.
Yep. But the point value goes down.
Yes.
And what are we playing for today?
Well, we ran to the store like an hour ago, I think.
I got home from work, and you were like, what are we playing for Guess the Tomato?
Yeah.
So we ran to CVS, and we are playing for Icebreaker Sours. So you got watermelon, green apple, tangerine flavor. So I'm going to put 5 in my hand, Serling. And we'll start with 5. And I pick another 58% Rotten Tomatoes movie. Okay. And if you guess it, all right, there's 5. If you guess it after the first clue, you get 5 of these. If I have to give you another clue, it goes down to 4.
Have we seen this movie recently?
We have seen this movie. I wouldn't say we've seen it recently. But for
lovely.
5 points, it's the 4th movie in this very popular franchise that stars 2 people who used to be on Saturday Night Live. So 2 people from Saturday Night Live.
8-1.
You don't have a guess.
No, I'm so confused.
All right, well, I'll go with that's tangerine, baby. All right, for 4 Icebreaker Sours, we like this movie more than we like the 3rd movie in the franchise. We like the villain in it. And we liked his witches.
Witches? Is it a comedy?
It is a comedy. It's also animated. I'll give you that for free.
Animated?
That's right, Serling. Animated.
So it's got...
This means it was drawn.
Shut up.
Are we down to 3?
I think
I gotta put another one of these stupid things in my mouth?
Hey!
Next time we're playing for Circus Peanuts.
Oh, God.
For 3 icebreakers, one of the Saturday Night Live alumni voices a lovable animal in this 58% movie. And it's very obvious
Is it a Toy
whose voice
Story?
it is. Nope.
Oh.
And you love this guy. He's in a couple of your favorites. Not playing a donkey. Ooh.
Shrek.
Shrek what?
Shrek.
The one with Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, Shrek 3, I think.
No, it's Shrek 4. We just said we liked it more than the third one. All right, I mean
Shrek 4. Okay.
You only get 3
Yeah,
instead of 4.
That's good.
One higher or one lower than this on Rotten Tomatoes?
Lower.
57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Blade 2. So apparently very little changed quality-wise between the first and second movie. Also, the live-action Aladdin.
Good. With Will Smith?
Yes.
Good.
1 point higher than this on Rotten Tomatoes. Super Mario Brothers. Top Gun, first one. Not Top Gun Maverick. Oh. And Bad Moms. A movie called Bad Moms. What? Don't say it.
I'm going to say it. You ready for the Bondometer?
Let me finish
Bondometer.
my icebreaker sour. Okay, yeah. So 58%, that's pretty low. That's going to put us...
Okay, so Kingdom of the Spiders is between Tomorrow...
Is it Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yes.
I was going to say a Brosnan.
57 and...
Give me a hint.
Hang on, James.
Oh, Moonraker.
Yeah, 59%.
Okay. I like Moonraker a lot more than I like Tomorrow Never Dies.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree that it's higher, but I would put it at more than 2% higher. What's your fearometer rating on Kingdom of the Spiders? So you had 5 SGS moments, so it's got to be at least a 5. Okay. Look. Everyone. Just look, okay?
Okay.
Look at this movie. If you don't give this movie a fearometer 4 just from the trailer, Serling, you're nuts. So I'll take that baseline 4. I will push it up. How high? I'm going to tell you how high. I'm going to tell you how high right now. I'm going to go above your 6. I'm going to go 6.5, Kingdom of the Spiders. Funometer. So I have a certain amount of fun while I'm squirming, so I'm going to see my way clear to a 3.5 for this.
Damn.
Is that what you're going to say?
I said a 5.
For the funometer?
Yeah, this is a fun movie.
Good.
Except for Shatner.
What did I say, 4?
3.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Are you just kidding with your stupid memory today?
Yeah, I know.
Sucks.
These stupid icebreakers are throwing my brain off.
All right, so...
Impactometer. It's a cult favorite. It's a solid Animals Get Angry contribution. It gets slightly more points than it loses for using 5,000 absolutely real tarantulas.
6.5.
6.5?
Yeah. I feel like you're going to go like 10.
No, I went 4.
So I do have a question for you. If spiders are cannibals, which they say in the movie, and
at least once,
true.
I think they say it twice within about 45 seconds of each other.
Mm-hmm. So how did they get them to work together without eating each other?
They actually did have to keep them in separate containers between shots. It's true.
So they have like 5,000 Tupperware containers?
Well, they had to keep them crispy and fresh. Yes.
All right, so next time on DDSH, DD Spod, the story, sort of biopic of a man who changed the face of horror. Maybe for the worse, maybe for the better. You decide, you decide. 2
Academy Awards for this movie, though. A second for Rick Baker, who won his first for, do you remember?
No.
American Werewolf in London. God, you stink.
Last season, take a listen.
And one of the actors in the movie... Are we going to do Ghostbusters on the podcast?
Yes. Yes.
I know we love it, but is it truly a horror movie?
Downloads.
All right. I'll take that into consideration. Swear to God, we're doing Circus Peanuts.
Join us for our next one.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was so perfect. I feel that.
My microphone.